Housing prices across the province and country have been skyrocketing for months now. According to some real estate experts, there's good reason to believe that things have hit a breaking point here in the GTA, where first-time homebuyers with a household income of more than $100,000 and a six-figure down payment saved and ready to go can't afford to buy a home.
It is a crisis. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's very frustrating.
Realosophy President John Pisalis studies housing market data and shares it widely. His work prompted a flabbergasted first-time buyer to reach out and share their dilemma.
A young family with a household income over $100,000. They'd saved, I believe, $150,000 down payment, which is a lot. And they were struggling to find a home. Our max home buying budget was $700,000, and we kind of tried to look into sort of how hard is it to actually get a home in this price range.
Pisalis and his team found a troubling trend for first-time buyers with a budget of $700,000. In the first quarter of last year, about 18% of three-bedroom homes sold for $700K or less in the GTA. In the first quarter of this year, that number plummets to just 3%. Of that small percentage, most were in major need of renovations. None were close to Toronto, with most of the homes pushing the boundaries of regions traditionally within the Greater Toronto Area.
They were generally about an hour commute, so in areas like Clarington and areas close to Lake Simcoe, up close to Barrie, like they're quite the distance from the GTA.
I feel like I won the lottery now, looking back at it.
Tajwar Rahman and his wife jumped into the market in March. Their agent told them they couldn't put any conditions on their offer. That means no house inspection, and if they couldn't get financing, they'd lose their sizable deposit. They were fortunate enough to purchase a three-bedroom townhouse in Oakville for $788,000. Fast forward 4 months, and comparable townhomes in their neighborhood are selling for even more.
Comparable to it, the one that we have just got sold, I think, 2 days ago for $931,000.
If you had bought your home 4 months later in the same neighborhood, do you think you and your wife may have been priced out?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think we would be able to do it. $931,000 for a townhouse. Like, it's just not possible.
Rahman is also a mortgage broker. For him and his wife to live comfortably and carry the cost of their new townhome, they're both working 2 jobs each. Today, for many, trying to get into the market is simply out of reach.
I think this is the most frustrating part. They have good jobs, they have good incomes, they save money, and they just can't buy a home. And I think this is kind of where we're hitting this tipping point.
Pisalis notes that the pandemic has contributed to the sharp rise in prices, where demand for larger homes and land in the city and suburbs is far outpacing supply.
I do think we need to see policymakers look more seriously at addressing it. The federal government did very little in their most recent budget.
Pisalis believes policymakers need to open up parts of the GTA to more home development. He also says cities like Toronto need to cut the bureaucratic red tape so owners of large detached lots can easily sever them into semis. For those hoping local home prices will drop, experts say don't hold your breath. It's anyone's guess if or when prices will become more palatable.